Hello,
Hey.
I have Dylan with me here today for this round. You ready to talk about some stuff?
I guess, yeah.
Enthusiastic as always. All right, today, Dylan, we have three topics. First one being Star Wars finally explaining Snoke's origin story in detail.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you get your hopes up real quick, because I already read this article by the Digital Spy. Do you think you're gonna get the answer to why Snoke, where he comes from?
I mean, he was created by Palpatine to be a little puppet, like,
But now you're gonna get in full detail where he comes from.
Sith magic voodoo.
Just kidding, you're not going to get anything new because this article doesn't tell us anything other than a couple of reasons of why he was created rather than where he came from. Because they want clickbait.
Okay.
But I do want to run this by you and see what you thought, because I know you have some knowledge of the Sith and you know about the Rule of Two a lot because you
I
read the Darth Bane books.
Yeah, I read those.
How many were there?
3. It's a trilogy.
Okay. Well, it says, and according to this article, it says he is described in the book, this is Snoke, as a strand cast, an artificial genetic construct concocted by the resurrected Darth Sidious to be his proxy in power.
Okay.
Tell you anything new?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, dang. Well, that's half of what this article says. That's interesting. The other half is it says it is also noted that Sidious uses Snoke to sidestep the tradition of a dark side apprentice slaying his master to ascend, with Kylo's execution of Snoke not affecting Sidious directly. Now I want to hear your take on whether you think that was correctly interpreted by the Digital Spy or not. And
I mean, yeah, like, here, so Sidious does not, you could argue in up to, like, until the sequel trilogy, I guess, that Sidious does believe in the Rule of Two because he tries to get Luke to take him down and kill him. But in the entire sequel trilogy, and even in an extended universe, or Legends as they call it now, if anyone reads those, Sidious does not care for the Rule of Two at all. He actually has his own thing called the Rule of One, where it's just, what can I do to stay in power for as long as possible and rule everything?
And Snoke was his way of doing it.
Yeah, one of his ways.
He wanted to use Snoke as the person who gets cut down instead of him being cut down. Is that what they're saying?
That's what this person is saying.
That's what they're interpreting.
Yes.
Is that he created Snoke,
He created.
he didn't have to die for the Rule of Two.
Well,
Sidious being. Well, because he was already.
He also just made Snoke because he was a crippled boy in a little container, and he couldn't
Right.
go out and.
Yeah, he was hooked up to the portal arm. But does Snoke ever say in like The Last Jedi or anything, like cut me down? Because now he has a lot of Return of the Jedi dialogue
No.
in the throne room. He never said that.
No.
Okay, so here's my second question. When I read this, I think of this: if he doesn't want to do the Rule of Two, and he doesn't want to be cut down because it says he wants to sidestep the tradition of a dark side apprentice slaying his master to ascend. Why does he then want that tradition to take place when Rey is on Exegol?
Because it's all a trick. He's just gonna mind possess Rey.
So what would have happened if Kylo would have executed Sidious rather than Snoke? Would he have taken over Kylo's body?
Yeah, probably. Assuming there's no extra shenanigans, then he would have just died. But Sidious does not want to be replaced. He just needs a new body. And then he goes, "Ooh, Diane, I don't need new body."
Yeah, all right, good. But why does he want to sidestep?
Because he doesn't want to die. Like, he wants to be the all-powerful, all-important. He have big ego.
Right, right.
Big ego.
But what I'm saying is, it seems like this article, if we're just going by what this article is saying, is he created Snoke so he wouldn't have to be cut down in order to ascend. But that's what
he had to affect the galaxy, and he knew that that would put him in risk of dying, because he's big bad guy. And so he's like, well, I'm weak boy right now, so let's make a clone and have him go out, and if he dies, oh well, I'll just send out another.
But he could have had Kylo come and kill him and then just take over Kylo's body, right?
But we don't know all the...
We don't know
all the... Maybe he could only possess Rey because Rey had some of his blood in her. Like, we don't... They don't go into depth of, like, what all the possession stuff, like, requires.
But do you think that was the Emperor's plan in Return of the Jedi when he wanted Luke to cut him down?
Possibly. It's possible.
Basically, we'll never know because...
We'll never know because no one knows.
And they don't really care to explain it.
Yeah.
They just let articles like this make up stuff.
You could argue that was his plan.
I mean, if we're going by the idea that there's a Sith ritual that lets you possess people who kill you, it seems like that would be what he was doing in Return of the Jedi. Mm-hmm. It's just if we're going by what this article is saying, which we don't really need to, but it's saying he created Snoke so he wouldn't have to go through the Rule of Two tradition. Well, it kind of seems like that's what he does anyway. Or it's playing with Rey.
But it's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the Rule of Two. The Rule of Two, like, if you're the master,
and I'm the apprentice... I guess this doesn't say the Rule of Two. It just says the tradition of a dark side apprentice slaying his master to ascend.
That's okay. You're misinterpreting that sentence. The master is not ascending in that sentence.
The apprentice is ascending.
The apprentice is ascending.
Okay, so he's not sidestepping the tradition that allows you to possess someone.
Body swap. No. No.
Okay.
He's possessing the tradition of his apprentice killing him to become the master.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Alright. No more beef with digitalspy.com. Correct? We're going to lose this article.
Yeah, I didn't have any beef with them. They just stated the obvious.
That's true. They just kind of stated the obvious. Alright.
No offense, person who wrote this article. I have no idea who you are.
Doesn't...
I don't want to know. I'm sure you put in a lot of effort to try and find an answer.
Good job.
And then...
I mean, they may not be anonymous, but we're not going to...
Oh,
there she is. Susanna Alexander.
I'm sure she put in a lot of hard work to find an answer, and then got all the way through and realized there wasn't.
There wasn't an answer.
And she was like, man, I put in all this work.
It's like, well, I have to write something. Okay.